Japanese mythology is full of things that are just plain unnerving. From demons to spirits, Japan's culture has enough creepiness to explore. For those thrill seekers searching for a rush, or for those delving into the occult, these are some of the scariest ritual games Japan has to offer. Disclaimer: some of these rituals are disguised as games. In actuality, you would be interacting with who knows what entities and dimensions outside of sensing perception. It is highly recommended that you do not play any of these games. Proceed at your own risk. Kage Ningyo-san, translated as Shadow Doll. The game consists of summoning a spirit onto a doll, so you may ask them 2 questions. In Japan, this ritual is performed using kokeshi dolls and paper hina dolls. If you want to play, any doll which has emotional value to you will do fine. The game is to be played alone and at any time, although nighttime is recommended. Apart from the doll, you will also need a candle, a plate, a tray, salt, and a dark room with a table. To begin, go to the dark room, set up a candle on the table and place a tray in front of it. Pour water into the tray, just enough to keep the tray from overflowing. Place a small plate in the center of the water and the doll on top of the plate. Light up the candle and adjust the position of the table and the plate so that the shadow of the tray and the doll is reflected on the wall. If the doll has no name, give it a name. Now, position yourself where you are beside the table and turn your back to the doll. Your shadow should be cast on the blank wall. At this point, do not turn back. Focus on staring at the wall and say the following sentence 3 times. The name of the doll. Please come. If there is no response, repeat this step 2 more times. If you see that the shadow shakes or moves, prepare your 2 questions. Ask in a multiple choice manner. For example, when I go out tomorrow, should I choose route A or route B? If route A, turn the shadow to the left. If route B, turn the shadow to the right. Pay very close attention to the shadow and the answers it gives to you. Once you are finished, thank the doll for its time. Extend your hands to your back without looking behind and extinguish the flame of the candle. If this proves to be difficult, wait for the candle to burn out. Simply thank the doll and add the following sentence. Please wait until the fire is extinguished. Once the flame burns out, you can end the ritual. Some important precautions to take. When you are looking at the shadow, do not look back by any means until the fire is extinguished, or you will fail. If during the ritual, the candle suddenly extinguishes itself, do not continue playing. End the game following the procedure of giving thanks to the doll. If at any point you hear laughter that is not your own, terminate the game immediately. Remove the doll from the plate and drain the water from the tray. Proceed to sprinkle salt on the tray and plate. Wash them thoroughly. Take the doll and place it in a closed space for 3 days. This could be any discreet place, like a cabinet or a closet. After 3 days, you can take the doll elsewhere. Next at number 2, we have Hyakumonogatari, translated as A Gathering of 100 Supernatural Tales. This is one of the oldest rituals in the list, dating back to the period of the samurai. Anyone can perform the ritual, but few can truly finish. The game is to be played at night and with a group of people. You need to create a circle with 100 candles in a room, which must also have a table and a mirror. Each person shares a scary story regarding ghosts or anything about the supernatural. This tale must be personal or originating from the same town the narrator comes from. Once the story is finished, the narrator must blow a candle and look in the mirror. As the players keep telling stories and the candles are being blown, the room gets darker. And with each candle blowing off, more spiritual energy will begin to fill the room. This is a summoning ritual that attracts the spirits of the deceased. The game stops once the last candle is blown, right at the moment where the spiritual energy is at its peak and where all players would be surrounded by darkness. Most people would only reach 99 out of 100 candles, fearful of what they might encounter once they blow up the final candle. Next on the list we have the elevator game. There is some debate about the origin of this particular ritual. Some state it comes from Korea, and others say this comes from Japan. In any case, this legend originated in an East Asian country. The game can be performed at any time and it's to be played alone. You will need a building with at least 10 stories and an elevator that can reach all 10 floors. To start the ritual, you must enter the elevator on the first floor and press the up button. To proceed, press the following floors in this particular order: 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5, 1. Once you've reached any of these floors, do not get out. Instead, continue pressing the buttons of the elevator in that order. You must be alone in the process. If any person gets in the elevator during this, you must start over again. The exception is on the 5th floor, where a young woman may or may not enter the elevator with you. Do not look at her and do not interact with her, or you will fail. Now on the 5th floor, if you've performed everything correctly and pressed the first floor, the elevator will take you to the 10th floor. If the elevator is going to the first floor, it means that you failed. Exit on the first floor and don't look back. You can try again at another moment. If you find that the elevator is ascending to the 10th floor and you wish to end the ritual, press the button for any floor except the 1st and the 10th. You must do this before reaching the 9th floor. On the 10th floor, the doors will open and now you may choose to either explore or stay in the elevator. One thing is for sure, you will find yourself in another world. This other world is very similar to the original world, except you will find the atmosphere to be very different. There is no phone signal nor internet in this other world, and soon you may see that you are completely alone. If you decide to stay on the elevator, press the first floor and wait for the elevator to descend. Get out on the first floor and exit the building without looking back. On the other hand, if you choose to explore, and if the woman entered the elevator on the 5th floor, she will ask you where you are going. Do not speak and do not look at her, or you will fail. Step off the elevator and do your exploration, but under any circumstances, do not lose sight of the elevator you used to come in. To go back, go to the same elevator and repeat the process you did to get here. Once again, once you reach that 5th floor, the elevator will ascend to the 10th. Press the button for any other floor to stop it before you reach the 9th floor. Then descend to the 1st floor. Once the doors open, do not exit yet. Take a look at your surroundings very carefully. If any details seems off, no matter how small, press the button for the 4th floor and start again. You have to be 100% certain that you are back in the original world. And once this is accomplished, you may step off and leave the building. Tsuji is a fortune-telling game in which you can play at a crossroad. It is said that some Japanese people committed suicide after receiving their fortunes, as they did not like the futures that were held in store. Anyone can play the game, either alone or with friends. You will need a comb and something to cover your face with. I recommend a book or a magazine. To play the game, go to a crossroad intersection in the evening when the sky is dark. Then sound your comb 3 times, running your finger across the comb's teeth, after which you will chant, "Tsuji Tsuji, grant me a true response." Wait for a stranger to approach you. It must be a stranger, otherwise the game won't work. When the stranger approaches you, cover your face. If you are with friends, they must do the same. The person who wants to know their fortune should ask the stranger politely and must not show their face. If the stranger does not reply or refuses to answer, you must wait for another stranger to pass by and then ask again. The origins of this game is the belief that spirits wander at night disguised in human form, and that is the intriguing part. You would never know the identity of this stranger, as it could be a demon, a spirit, or the devil himself. Oyayubi Sagashi. The story goes that in a cottage, a 20-year-old woman was murdered and dismembered. Her body parts were discovered to be scattered throughout the cottage. The police found all pieces of the woman's body except for her left thumb. The objective of the game is to find the missing thumb. This is a ritual to be played with 3 or more people. Whoever finds the missing thumb, good luck will rain on them. You will need a dark room where you won't be disturbed, and a candle. Apart from that, it is recommended that you have active imagination and observation skills. To start the game, sit together in a circle and light the candle in the center of the room. Now everyone should grab the left thumb of the person on the right. If performed correctly, you would have formed a circle grabbing each other's thumbs. Now, close your eyes and don't let go of each other. Imagine now in your mind a small cottage away from the cities. Picture all the details of this cottage, the windows, the materials of the building. Now imagine the interior of this cottage, the living room, the kitchen, the decorations in the walls. After this, it's time to imagine something more unpleasant. Picture your body, scattered in pieces throughout the cottage. Imagine your dismembered limbs, each in separate locations of the interior. The smell of pestilence, the dry blood. And when you have a clear picture of everything, you may now open your eyes. You will find now that you and your participants are no longer in the dark room, but in the very cottage that was imagined, lit only by a single candle. At this moment, you can release each other's thumbs and begin the search for the missing finger. During your search, always be aware of the candle. Do not let it burn out, or you will fail. Additionally, you may feel someone or something tap in your back or your shoulder. If you sense this, do not turn around. If you turn around, you will fail. If you or any participant finds the missing thumb, inform them that you found it and gather together by the candle. Hold the thumb with your right hand and have the participant clasp their hands to yours as everyone blows at the candle at the same time. However, if you or the participants were unable to find the missing thumb and the candle is still burning, sit in a circle and hold thumbs in the same manner you did when going from the original room to the imagined cottage. Lean forward and blow the candle. When you open your eyes, you should find yourself in the original room. You may release each other's thumbs and disband. If you are the person who found the thumb, you may begin to see very good luck in the following days. And finally, the last game is Daruma-san, also known as the bath game. This ritual is one of the most dangerous ones on the list, and it is to be played alone. You will only need a bathroom with a bathtub. If you have the courage to perform this ritual, you can start any night before you go to sleep. To begin, take off your clothes and enter the bathroom. Fill up the bathtub with water and turn off the lights. Then proceed to sit in the middle of the bathtub, facing the faucet. Close your eyes and wash your hair. While washing your hair, you must repeat the following. Daruma-san fell down. Daruma-san fell down. Continue repeating this until you finish washing your hair. During this, you must keep your eyes closed. If you've done this correctly, you'll begin to see a mental image of a Japanese woman standing in the bathtub. You will see her slip and fall, impacting face first onto a rusty tap, gouging her eye out. At this point, you will feel the presence of the spirit in the bathroom. Do not turn around and keep your eyes closed. Ask the following. Why did you fall in the bathtub? Allow a few seconds to let yourself out of the bathtub while keeping your eyes shut. Be careful. At this point, you may slip and fall and find yourself in a similar demise as the spirit of the woman. Keep the water in the bathtub. Do not drain it. Now exit the bathroom and close the door behind you. You may now open your eyes. Don't turn on any lights. Don't return to the bathroom. If everything is done correctly, you can go to sleep. As soon as you wake up, the game begins. Do what you normally do every day. However, you will feel a presence constantly lurking behind you. When you turn around, you will see there is nothing. Occasionally, turning over to your right shoulder, you will see a glimpse of her. The spirit of the woman wears stained white clothes with black tangled hair, and she is missing one eye. As the day goes on, She will be closer and closer and closer to you. Do not let her catch you, or you will fail. At some point, if you feel she is too close, shout "Tomare!" which means stop. Then run away as fast as you can. You must end the game before midnight, or she will keep stalking you and even find you through your dreams. Do not allow this to happen. To end the game, you must turn and catch the woman in your view. Shout "Kita!" which means I cut you loose, while swinging your arm in a chopping motion. If you perform this correctly, you will feel a sense of relief wash over you, and the ritual will be over. Thank you for watching so far. How was it? Quite unsettling, eh? If you found this video interesting, like and subscribe for more. See you next time.